7 years ago, I was diagnosed with stage 4 endometriosis. What I felt in my own body back then, science is only now putting into papers. And if you are living with endo right now, I want you to know you have more options than you have been told. If you're new here, I'm Camellia. 3 years ago, I shared a video titled, "I Shrank My Endo, and You Can Too." And since then, so much has shifted. My approach today has changed completely because it has evolved in a way that is more sustainable for me. I no longer focus on getting rid of the disease or shrinking it or chasing the remedies or the protocols or the supplements and the routines that will help me shrink it. Instead, I approach it in a completely different way, which is following my joy, following where I can expand and be more of who I am everywhere I go, no matter where I am, no matter who I am with. And this has shifted so many things in my life. In a sense, I'm becoming a new person. I'm changing my identity. And it's very uncomfortable because it's not something that has a foundation that is old and steady and settled. It's something completely new for me. I'm allowing myself to discover who I am at each moment. You know, it's interesting. I always felt like disease can be healed with a regimen, that it can be fixed in a way with diet and supplements, the right type of holistic approach. And I agree to some extent with that. It's part of it, but it cannot be the only thing. What truly brings a body to a functional state that is optimal is being completely open to life and having the ability to allow more life in. And this is something very difficult for people that have gone through a lot of trauma in their life, especially childhood trauma. So there is a point where there is a decision that needs to be made to free ourselves from a prison that has been the way of life for us. And it's so interesting because I knew this. I began this path way before I was diagnosed. I was on this path since 2012. I shifted my entire life, my career. I left home and it was very far away from home. I changed pretty much radically. I felt like I was called in a different direction. And that different direction led to ultimately being diagnosed so that I can fully embody who I am becoming in this new direction. But of course, when you're changing that much, there's always some resistance, and that resistance was showing up over the years. And one of the most difficult things for me was to have boundaries around people. I was the nice girl for a long time, especially with my strong empathy and my intuitive gift. I was very open to helping others no matter what, to listening to them no matter what, to understanding their pain no matter what. When I'm saying no matter what, I am meaning it. Even if the person is abusive, I was still in that mode of, oh, it's because they're going through a hard time. Oh, it's because they have this and that and that and that. Always trying to justify people's behaviors and finding ways to understand them beyond my ability to understand them. Because it's not possible to understand everyone. It's not possible to like everyone. And it's not possible to see myself in everyone. It's okay to be in this human body and be selective and say no. I don't want to give my energy. So I went from this approach of healing that is around endo, right? And today I want to talk to you about how endo is just a disease like any other disease, and diseases are a sign of misalignment. And yes, there are things you can do on a physical level, obviously. I recommend that for everyone. But stressing and obsessing over the disease and getting rid of it and fixing it is not the path, ever. It's bringing what's missing in your life, allowing it back in. What you have lost as a whole being is the path. Meaning the path for wholeness is what you're looking for, not for healing the disease, but for finding wholeness. And that path takes a lot of bravery, because it takes the decision to be willing to change who you are, not just to heal your disease, no, but changing everything about how you see life, how you see your relationships, how you see yourself, how you are or you are not allowing yourself to be you. That pain that we go through as people that have endo pushes us to the limit of choosing what matters to us. The big diagnosis that I had was the main call to change everything at its roots. Even though I was already on the right path, I was already committed to it, I wasn't fully embodying it. I was still on the surface of it. And when the diagnosis came, I had to go deeper into that path. I had to embody my wholeness more and more every year. So now I'm at the point where who cares what disease is there? I am bigger than any disease. It doesn't matter. This is just the body that I'm in right now, and it's amazing that I have it. I'm so thankful for it, and I treat it as a temple. I feed it nourishing foods. I take care of it. I still do yoga. I still do all the things that I used to do and love, but I have expanded into something bigger. I'm allowing this being to take up more space in this world, and to be able to take a place without apologizing all the time and feeling sorry for existing. And this was not even something I was realizing before. Endo is becoming like this, whoo, everybody's talking about it, right? Everybody's talking about endo. Sometimes the information is so scary that you want to just tune out from it. Some of it is constructive and the other part is destructive, and you don't really want to be part of that. And I love the science when it comes and gives us more tools to empower us and to move forward in the right direction. But sometimes it gets too nitty-gritty to the point that it makes us feel disempowered by this incredible disease that can show up everywhere in your body and can be very painful and scary and deadly and all those things. So if there's any takeaway from this video, it's this. You are bigger than endo. You're way bigger than endo. Endo is so tiny, super, super tiny next to you and your power, your healing power, your growth, your wholeness, your ability to shift and change is so much bigger than endo. So I would love to balance the research around any disease with the research around the ability of the body to heal itself. Whenever you read a scientific paper about endometriosis or any chronic disease or any disease in general, please look up the ability of the body to heal itself as well. This will help you have a bigger perspective and a fuller information around what's happening. You're not just being destroyed by this monster. You are also working with a body that is incredibly intelligent and incredibly capable if you let it do its job. And now the training is around, how do I let my body do this? So there are more and more scientific papers addressing the link between endometriosis pain and nervous system dysregulation. So I have included a few papers down in the captions. I'm including the abstract. Have you ever noticed how your pain increases when you don't feel good, when you feel dysregulated? Any mental stress or emotional negativity can actually increase those levels of pain. It's very important to pay attention to that, because when you know what that means, you also know that managing your emotions, decrease in stress, decrease in mental pressure, and can actually help you release tension in the body and diminish your endo pain. Before I even knew I had endo, I always loved meditation and yoga and regulating my nervous system. I always felt the most productive, the most comfortable, the most at ease, the most myself when I was in those states. So the pain in my body would decrease tremendously. I always trained myself to live this way. For example, I work from home, so I take many breaks during the day just to calm my nervous system. I'm taking one right now, by the way. Okay, I'm back. Just a quick summary here to wrap up today's video. From the moment I was diagnosed with endo, I had an intuitive knowing that my body was not static, that it was constantly changing, responding, and adapting. I didn't know how or why, and I certainly didn't have the scientific language to explain it. I simply felt that endometriosis was not a fixed, unchangeable state, that there was more happening within the body than what could be seen in a lesion. Now, emerging research is beginning to give language to what I sensed all along. Endometriosis exists within a dynamic biological system involving ongoing signaling, neuroplasticity, immune modulation, and adaptation across tissues, the nervous system, and the brain. These systems are constantly sensing, signaling, and responding to one another. And because they are in continual communication, they are also continually capable of change. If this resonated with you, I'd love to invite you to schedule a free endo intro call with me. The link is below. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and share this video with someone who needs it.